Okie dokie. So, today we're going to start working on our research question development. So, in order to do research, we need to know what we're researching. Now, this eventually will kind of develop into your thesis, but we'll get to that next time. So, your objective is to, it says, prior to devising a thesis statement, you should develop a research question. So, you're going to complete these steps on a Google Doc, submitted to the posting on Google Classroom. So, there are 3 steps here. I completed this in the red, that's my portion there, as if I were writing a paper on the Crucible. So you can go ahead on your copy that I gave to you guys, just delete my answers and put in your own. So, let's look at number 1. It says, all good authors have a purpose for writing, right? And we were talking, that's what this whole thing is about. So, they want to communicate some important meaning or message to you. What meaning or message do you see in the novel? In a sentence, to identify your author's purpose for writing the novel. Now, at this point, you should all have a really strong idea of what this is about after completing your journals. So, I'm using The Crucible. I said, Arthur Miller wrote The Crucible as a commentary on the methods used by the HUAC and the dangers of McCarthyism. Great. Question number 2. In a sentence or 2, identify the literary element, right? So we need to kind of be thinking about how they communicate that message, through which means, what literary devices, and that's what we're thinking about here. So this is going to be the focus of your literary analysis. Describe how it is connected to your author's purpose or meaning, which is this. I said Miller wrote the play as an allegory, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the HUAC. By relating the events going on in his own time to those of the Salem witch trials of 1692, Miller is able to draw parallels between the 2 events, therefore highlighting the ridiculous nature of the HUAC. So I have, again, here, the literary element I'm using, and this is how he's able to connect to the purpose, right? And then finally, use your response from 1 to 2 above to formulate your research question. In The Crucible, how does Arthur Miller use allegory to draw parallels between the witch trials of 1692 in Salem and the House Un-American Activities Committee? So things that I would be doing research on would be the HUAC. I would do McCarthyism. I would research Joe McCarthy, the Red Scare, as they called it. Oh, these are all things that we talked about. So, etc. These are all the things that I could be researching. So this should give you an idea of specifically what you want to start researching. And next class, we're going to talk about your annotated bibliography and review the Library Media Center stuff in case you guys have forgotten about it. So that's all. Please work on this tonight and tomorrow and have it submitted for next class so that you're on track and ready to go for the annotated bib. All right, guys. Talk soon.